Keto diet will not retain as much muscle on your body as a balanced, lower carb diet. It just will not. And what do we know about muscle? It's 7:45 on Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I want to thank all of you for liking the videos, leaving comments, subscribing, leaving positive feedback and everything. You guys really are the best, and thank you so much for watching the content, and hopefully we can keep this going and keep you guys entertained. Shut up and wait. Oh boy. That's what happens when you don't force the food in. Huge cheat days going down today, guys. Now I'm playing, but it's time to eat some eggs, some bagels, an English muffin, then digest and go train. So I'm gonna do that. You guys won't be too entertained by it, but I'll show you when it's ready. Good morning, hope I'm not too much of a mess. While I was eating, the cat sitter was actually here taking care of those two. My roommate took it upon himself to do that, which in retrospect, not a bad idea, just to make sure that everyone is safe. But anyways, the topic of this little discussion here is the keto diet, and it's something I've grown slightly passionate about. Nobody, in my opinion, should be doing a keto diet unless a doctor is telling you, hey, don't eat carbs. It's a very, very insane diet to remove an entire macronutrient when you have 3 macronutrients, when, as we know, carbohydrates are the preferred energy source for the brain and for muscle contraction. So let me restate that, guys. This isn't something I'm making up. This is something that is accepted as fact because it's generally understood and cannot really be disproven. Carbohydrates are the main source of energy for your brain and for cell and muscular contraction, obviously with ATP, but for energy within the muscle. You guys know that a gram of carbohydrates stored as glycogen in the muscle brings 3 or 4 grams of water to the muscle. If you remove carbohydrates from your diet, you're going to remove stored glycogen from your muscle and remove water from your muscle and remove the energy for your brain. So please tell me how, if maintaining muscle is your goal, removing the energy source from the muscle and removing the energy source from your brain, how is that going to help you build or retain muscle in a diet? Cutting out carbs is not necessary to achieve extremely low levels of body fat. I'm telling you guys through experience myself with other people, just being a human before bodybuilding, eating carbs doesn't make you obese, it doesn't make you hold a body fat level that's too high. I just wanted to touch on the very basic science of the ketogenic diet and why it shouldn't be used ever if muscle building or performance is ever important to you, which it should be if you're watching this channel, if you're into bodybuilding. Guys, it's as simple as carbohydrates are a fuel source. They store as energy in your muscle as glycogen. They hold water in your muscle tissue. Obviously, there's systems in the body that can be utilized when you don't have carbohydrates, but they're not preferred. They're not efficient. They're not going to give you good performance. It's kind of like a lifeline. So instead of dieting with the amount of carbs you need to maintain muscle, people are suggesting that you diet on a lifeline and that you suffer and lose as much fat and tissue and muscle as possible. It can work for everybody. I don't care what your situation is. If you're type 2 diabetic or type 1 diabetic, then you're on insulin and your doctor and your nutritionist are going to tell you how to eat anyways. So again, guys, very simple. Do not remove glycogen, glucose from your muscle and expect to retain muscle. Keto diet will not retain as much muscle on your body as a balanced, lower carb diet. It just will not. And what do we know about muscle? That more muscle, it increases your metabolism and burns more fat, and it makes you look lean. Please comment below if you guys disagree. If there's anything that you want to comment on, I'd love to make maybe even another video on it. Probably pull up some more data and research on it, guys. But if you want to just say, oh, insulin's bad, it's a fat storage hormone, that's fine. But you would die without insulin. You wouldn't be able to absorb your nutrients correctly or efficiently. So yeah, it's going to store fat, but it's also going to keep you alive by utilizing the other macronutrients how they should be used and digest and go train. So hopefully that made a little bit of sense, but I just wanted to show you guys that carbs need to be eaten, bulking or cutting. My opinion, science's opinion, I guess, but whatever. We're getting through it, guys. 9 of 19 chapters, and then once the test is taken, I guess officially we'll be recertified, and then it's all uphill. Or is it downhill? It's all good from there. Scott is lingering in here. Let's get this cleaned up. I was finally in the hospital, and then I was like, I'm on short esters, I'm on prop because I'm in prep. I was like, I'm not gonna train, I'm not gonna eat, so I definitely can't drop my hormone. Where are we right now, dude?
Paradise.
Paradise. Paradise is the second 24-hour fitness in my location, so that's a good thing about these gyms is that they're everywhere. So, and a tan place. This is a meathead freaking plaza. I don't even feel like I'm getting a full contraction. Alright guys, what's going on? Hopefully this is in decent focus, but you're watching the pull session I had on Thanksgiving Day with Scott. It actually was excellent. I got to help him out with pull-ups a little bit. I'll leave a little bit of live audio for like a minute coming up for me to talk to him about how I do pull-ups so you guys can kind of see, because I never really described the mind-muscle connection I have or the technique I exactly have. It's very similar to lowering a barbell to your chest, and you guys will see what I mean as I give you guys some different angles and you hear me explain to Scott what we did. But Thanksgiving Day, very thankful for having a good workout, having a beautiful actual Thanksgiving Day. It was one of the best Thanksgivings I've ever had. And I thought I was gonna spend it alone, but Scott actually invited me to hang out with his brother and his girlfriend and his family and all this stuff, so it actually turned out to be really good. And you guys will see short clips of the food, but obviously I didn't want to go full-on vlog style, meeting new people. But you guys know how that goes, or if you don't, it can be awkward sometimes, so enjoy this little clip.
What I'll do too is like, I'll try to imagine like I'm pulling a barbell on a bench.
So bring it like here. Don't bring your shot too far. Kind of out.
When I go here, I just think, all right, I'm on the bench, and I try to do this. So when you actually grind it down, like you get a good contraction. Yeah, if you're just pulling like straight up and down, it's not as good as doing this. Pulling yourself up to the bar.
Hey, how much you weigh?
204? Yeah. How about you? Close?
Hell.
The height makes a big difference.
I'm 187.
187, but you're like 5'9"-ish, right?
5'6".
Alright guys, so that was me hitting pull-ups. That last set, the 5th rep was really hard, but from the looks of it, it looks absolutely perfect. It doesn't feel like I'm getting the best contractions like I could maximally, like I am here on a pull down. Much easier to do this exercise, but overall I do feel sore here and I felt very pumped. So it's one of those exercises. Compound movements require so much mind and body physical communication from your central nervous system all the way out to your peripheral nervous system that you don't have the chance to really focus your sensation on one spot. It's like the prick of a pin versus the slam of a sledgehammer. Yeah, you're gonna feel the pain, but it's not as specific, it's not as localized. So when you're doing a full-on pull-up, using your full body, you don't feel it as much, which is one of the reasons why assisted pull-ups and going light on your compounds is so important. Because if you go too heavy on your compounds all the time, you're never gonna really feel the muscle groups or the primary movers as much as you could if you were going lighter or isolating or pausing. So it's great to use the prime movers and to be aggressive with your compound movements, but you want to also either do assistance work or do down sets or light sets where you really can feel more of the muscle versus doing a full body exertion. It's kind of like jumping in the air versus doing calf raises. When you're jumping, there's so much going on and you're trying to jump as high as you can that you're not thinking about the calf raise portion or the explosiveness. But when you're stuck on the ground doing calf raises, you have a much better sensation. So I always do that, especially with my back training, because my back is already big, so it's not worth forcing weight. So I just mess around with weights that I can manage and I go very intensely and it feels great. And this was a regular pull day for me, which you guys already know religiously. I do pull-ups, pull-downs, rows, and rear delts, and some shrugs before I hit real delts. And obviously I'm doing arms. Scott did some pendlay rows, but yeah guys, this was just kind of a quick one. Not too much to talk about. Happy Thanksgiving. I met that dude Jay who was asking me about my weight. He was real cool, and another dude Jeff. So this 24-hour fitness was legit. And I'll see you guys soon. Let you watch the rest of these clips. I'm out. Peace and thanks. Leave comments below. Yes. 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 My old massage therapist just sent me a happy Thanksgiving to 7 people. So I'm one of his 7 favorite clients. Yay! It's a pretty nice view of the mountains where we're vlogging now. But alright, so the pull day was awesome. That 24-hour fitness was actually very legit. Kind of old school. A lot of jacked people, surprisingly, mostly jacked women. But that's not a bad thing. Cruising for some food, for some Thanksgiving eats, because both of us are laying low, and I think we're here now. So, proper. With the view of the mountains, though. Bruh. Looks alright. It's a little on the small side.
You guys have just eat recently or something?
I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna eat.
I'm gonna eat too.
Totally eat, seriously.
I don't even know. I'm so shocked that this like actually went down versus like doing nothing. We appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yes, he's a
Dude, is that for real? Pumpkin bread.
Is this for real?
Pumpkin bread.
Did you not pay for like a year?
No, she just got it. It's $400.
What?
And apparently, like the lady, I guess.
No, just trying to. It's the lag though. That view.
That laggy iPhone view. That place is pretty bomb.
You have any dog CBD or something?
You're making everyone who's watching this jealous right now. Do you know that? Is anyone else with an iPhone 6 incapable of making Instagram videos? It's annoying, but Friday morning, perfect time for a fasted cardio sesh. Get some blood moving after all that food.